2025's best cars under $10,000. Affordable gems you can actually own in a world where the price of everything seems to be skyrocketing. One question remains. Can you still find a car that's reliable, stylish, and under 10 grand in 2025? And today, we're counting down 5 incredible budget cars under $10,000 that are redefining value, performance, and practicality, all without burning a hole in your wallet. Before we dive in, ask yourself this. What if I told you that in 2025, $10,000 could still buy you a car that turns heads, gets great mileage, and is built for modern roads? Let's meet the 5 machines that make that dream real. Number 1, 2025 Nissan Versa. A trusted name in economy sedans, the Versa remains a top pick in the used and certified pre-owned market. Under $10,000, you can find late 2024 or early 2025 models offering white heavy checkmark great fuel economy, white heavy checkmark smooth CVT transmission, white heavy checkmark surprisingly premium interior for its price. If you're after simple reliability with a touch of comfort, the Versa's your starter gem. Number 2, 2025 Mitsubishi Mirage. It may be small, but it's mighty when it comes to value. Brand new, it's one of the only cars still retailing close to $10,000. White heavy checkmark 40 plus MPG on the highway. White heavy checkmark 10-year powertrain warranty. White heavy checkmark a tight turning radius perfect for city life. It's not trying to be a sports car. It's here to get you places efficiently and affordably. Number 3, 2025 Chevy Spark. Discontinued in 2022, but in 2025, the Spark is one of the hottest used bargains under $10,000. White heavy checkmark compact, zippy and fun to drive. White heavy checkmark modern infotainment with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. White heavy checkmark low maintenance costs. Think of it as a perfect second car or your first real freedom machine. Number 4, 2025 Datsun Go Plus. Available in parts of Asia and Africa. This budget-friendly hatchback comes in at just under $9,000 brand new. White heavy checkmark 7-seater capability in a small frame. White heavy checkmark great for developing cities. White heavy checkmark low cost of ownership. It's basic but clever and proves again that affordability doesn't have to be boring. Number 5, the wild card, Chinese EV surprise, Wuling Hongguang Mini EV. From the streets of China to showrooms worldwide, this electric microcar is rewriting what budget mobility means. White heavy checkmark fully electric. White heavy checkmark urban friendly size. White heavy checkmark under $6,000 in global markets. It's the best-selling EV in China for a reason, and it's come for the rest of the world. Automobile Money with Wings in 2025. Smart drivers aren't just buying cars. They're investing in freedom, savings, and practicality. And as you've seen, under $10,000 can still get you something reliable, efficient, and even electric. Movie Camera, this was your deep dive into the best cars under $10,000 in 2025, where style meets savings and the open road awaits. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. Why are these budget cars making headlines in 2025? Because affordability isn't just a financial concern. It's a global movement. From college students in California to gig workers in Nairobi, more people than ever are demanding mobility that's efficient, sustainable, and attainable. Governments are starting to take notice. Globe Show in Europe, Africa, India is launching subsidies for compact EVs under $10,000. Vertical traffic light African startups are building micromobility ecosystems around vehicles like the Datsun Go Plus. High voltage China continues to dominate the budget EV race with ultra-cheap options like the Wuling Mini EV. We're witnessing a paradigm shift, a transportation revolution not led by luxury brands, but by humble machines quietly reshaping how the world moves. Take Malik, a 24-year-old from Johannesburg. 6 months ago, he bought a used 2024 Nissan Versa for just under $9,000. It wasn't flashy, but it was fuel-efficient, reliable, and perfect for the delivery gigs that now power his income. Today, he's not just paying off the car, he's saving up for his own food truck. All because of one smart car purchase. That's the power of budget cars done right. We've been conditioned to believe that cheap means compromise. that if it doesn't cost $30,000 or come with self-driving software, it's not worth our time. But 2025 is proving otherwise. Today's budget cars may not have luxury features, but they offer heavy checkmark smart tech integration, heavy checkmark highly efficient engines or EV motors, heavy checkmark simplicity, something many modern buyers are starting to crave again. You don't need to break the bank to make a smart, long-term choice. And this is just the beginning. Automakers from Brazil to Bangladesh are working on next-gen affordable vehicles. Test Tube Tata is experimenting with compressed air engines. Glow with Meridian's BYD is testing sub-$10K EVs for global export. Sport utility vehicle even Tesla has teased its ambitions for a future Model 1, a subcompact EV price of the masses. So ask yourself, what will your driveway look like in 2030? Will you own an EV under $7,000? Will your first car drive itself? Or will solar-powered vehicles become the next big leap in budget mobility? Now, beyond the legacy brands and government-backed projects, there's a whole new breed of disruptors. Startups, innovators, mavericks. They're not just designing cheap cars. They're redefining what a car even is. Take Squad Mobility in the Netherlands. They've launched a solar-charged urban EV, Seating 2, designed specifically for cities with tight spaces and tighter budgets. Or look at India's Ola Electric, working on AI-integrated scooters that cost less than $1,500 and could replace compact cars in densely populated areas. Then there's Maxwell Motors in Africa, offering modular electric frames that can be built up into vans, tuk-tuks, or delivery pods, all under $10,000. What we're seeing isn't just a shift in pricing. It's a shift in philosophy. These vehicles aren't built to impress. They're built to empower. And let's not ignore the unsung heroes of this movement, local manufacturers. In countries like Vietnam, Pakistan, Egypt, and Kenya, local companies are taking advantage of cheaper materials, tax incentives, and agile engineering to produce cars for their communities, by their communities. We're witnessing a world where the next great budget car might not come from Detroit or Tokyo, but from Nairobi, Dhaka, or Lahore. Just imagine a car built to survive local roads, run on minimal electricity, and cost less than your smartphone. That's not a fantasy. It's being prototyped right now. Even car culture is evolving. It's no longer about how flashy your ride is. It's about how smart, sustainable, and self-aware it is, especially with Gen Z and Gen Alpha stepping into the market, seedling a whole generation that prefers eco-friendly over excessive. Mobile phone a generation that sees cars as extensions of their digital identity. Light bulb a generation more focused on impact than horsepower. Owning a simple, efficient, under $10K car isn't just acceptable anymore. It's cool. And that brings us to you. Yes, you watching this right now. You have a choice. You can wait around for the flashy, overpriced options. Or you can be part of this quiet revolution, investing in machines that are smart, conscious, and surprisingly affordable. Your first car or your next car could be one that not only frees your lifestyle, but also supports a global shift towards smarter living. So what's it going to be? A car that drains your wallet for features you'll never use? Or one that gives you exactly what you need and leaves you debt-free and ready for the road ahead? Because the future of affordable driving isn't coming. It's already here. So let's talk about the unthinkable. High-voltage electric cars for under $5,000. Yes, they exist, and are no longer sci-fi prototypes or half-finished concept cars. They're rolling off production lines in real time. In China, the Chanli Namika sells for under $1,000 in its basic form. It's not a Tesla, sure, but it gets the job done for delivery drivers, students, and retirees who just need point A to point B travel with zero emissions. Then there's a Baojun Yep EV, a boxy little marvel that looks like a mini Land Rover Defender, but runs entirely on battery and costs just around $5,000 to $7,000 in regional pricing. Is the surprising part? These vehicles aren't just for domestic use. Export plans are already in motion, targeting countries in Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Africa. The question now isn't can you get an EV for under $10,000? It's how long before these cars show up at your local dealership But innovation isn't just happening in corporate boardrooms or billion-dollar factories. In cities like Lagos, Karachi, and Manila, garage inventors and TikTok-famous engineers are hacking old gasoline engines, converting them to EVs using salvaged laptop batteries and homemade controllers. Movie camera on social media. You'll find guys turning rickshaws into solar-powered hybrids, teenagers building cars from scratch out of scrap steel, and 3D printed parts, women retrofitting scooters with AI-enhanced rain prediction systems. They're not waiting for the future. They're building it. One weld, one wire, one wheel at a time. This is grassroots innovation at its rawest. And it's rewriting the rules of the auto industry without ever asking for permission. Now let's touch on something unexpected. Luxury-level tech at budget prices. Thanks to mass production and the open-source hardware movement, these features are no longer expensive to produce, and brands are using them to make budget buyers feel premium without charging premium. We're entering an era where the only thing missing from budget cars is the inflated ego. Let's not forget the cities themselves. From Sao Paulo to Jakarta, urban planning is quietly evolving around compact, lightweight, low-cost vehicles. Vertical traffic light parking zones are shrinking. Electric plug charging ports are multiplying. Motorway, even new roads are being built with microcars and mopeds in mind, not just SUVs and sedans. Governments are incentivizing budget mobility through tax cuts, low-interest EV loans, and even free electricity at public chargers for vehicles under a certain size. Soon, cities won't just accommodate these $10,000 warriors. They'll be built for them. But we're not done yet. If you thought affordability was just about low prices, get ready for the next disruption. AI-powered budget cars. We're talking brain predictive maintenance. Hammer and wrench self-diagnosing engines. Directed AI-optimized navigation for fuel savings. World map, real-time adaptive driving for traffic zones. And it's not just Tesla-level tech anymore. Even budget brands in India and South Korea are embedding AI microcontrollers into their cheapest EVs, boosting performance, safety, and efficiency at near zero additional cost. The result? A world where even a $6,000 car can feel smarter than a 2018 luxury sedan. A car that charges itself while it's parked. No wires. No stations. Just sunlight. That's not just a dream anymore. Companies like Aptera in the US and Squad Mobility in Europe are pushing the boundaries with solar-powered microcars. And now, this tech is scaling down to budget models. Automobile in Ethiopia. Small solar tricycles are already helping farmers transport goods without spending a single cent on fuel. Sun with Face in the Philippines. Solar-powered tuk-tuks are replacing noisy, polluting engines with quiet, clean motors that run on tropical sunshine. And here's the kicker. The manufacturing cost of solar panels has dropped by nearly 70% in the last decade, making it viable to include small rooftop panels even in cars under $10,000. What does this mean? You could soon own a vehicle that literally pays for itself. With sunlight, artificial intelligence isn't just a buzzword anymore. It's becoming the brain of the budget car. Imagine this. You drive a $7,500 EV from a Chinese startup. It's got limited horsepower, modest range, but inside, there's an AI co-pilot learning your daily routes, predicting traffic, optimizing your energy usage, and suggesting cheaper charging stations. Brain, it warns you 2 days before your battery starts to degrade. Bar chart, it tells you how to save 20% more range just by adjusting your driving style. Round pushpin, it syncs with your smart home, charging only during off-peak hours when electricity is cheapest. This is next-level intelligence. At a fraction of the cost. In 2025, you don't need $100,000 for smart mobility. You need a car with the right software, not just hardware. And guess what? AI isn't just helping you drive cheaper. It's making the cars cheaper to build. For over a century, fossil fuels held the world hostage. But now, the most dangerous disruptor in the automotive space isn't some luxury EV. It's a $4,000 electric mini hatchback in rural Bangladesh that never needs a drop of gas. We're seeing a massive economic shift. As more people adopt electric vehicles under $10,000, the demand for fuel drops. And when demand drops, thumbs down oil-dependent nations start to lose control. thumbs up local energy, solar, wind, hydro, starts to power the people. This isn't just about technology anymore. It's about sovereignty, decentralization, and independence, especially for countries that have long suffered from oil price volatility. Budget EVs are breaking the chains of gas dependency, one motor at a time. Here's the twist no one expected. In 2025, cheap no longer means less than. It's starting to mean more than enough. More efficient, more practical, more connected to what people actually need. Young drivers don't dream about owning a V8 muscle car anymore. They dream of glow with Meridian's zero emissions, mobile phone fully connected infotainment, money with wings, a car that doesn't trap them in debt. We're witnessing a cultural reset. The car in your driveway doesn't define your status. It defines your smartness, your environmental consciousness, your ability to thrive in a world that demands agility over extravagance. But here's where it gets really wild. Behind closed doors in India, Brazil, Vietnam, and the UAE, teams are working on something unthinkable. A $10,000 electric sports car. Aerodynamic, efficient, surprisingly fast. Designed not to compete with Ferrari, but to replace the idea that you have to spend six figures to go fast and look good. We're going to take you inside that world. Next, from clay models and wind tunnels to prototype test drives, we'll explore the budget supercar revolution in our upcoming episode. The auto industry will never be the same again. So, what started as a simple question, can you really get a good car for under $10,000 in 2025? Has revealed something much bigger. This isn't just about cheap cars. It's about rethinking mobility, rebuilding economies, and restoring freedom to everyday people, one budget-friendly vehicle at a time. From solar-charged micro-EV versus in Manila to AI-driven compacts in Mumbai. From garage-built prototypes in Lagos to street-smart hatchbacks in Sao Paulo. A silent revolution is underway. And here's the truth. It's not luxury. It's not exclusivity. It's accessibility. It belongs to the innovators who dare to think small, the drivers who refuse to overspend, and the dreamers who believe that a better world can come with a lower price tag. Because in 2025, power no longer sits in the hands of the wealthy few. It lives in the quiet hum of a $9,000 electric car. So whether you're saving for your first ride, building your fleet, or dreaming of a smarter future, remember, the road ahead is yours, and it starts for under 10 grand.